Remember spies? The ones who used to sneak around in the shadows, always on the lookout, always one step ahead? They used to sneak around in the shadows, blending in with the night, moving like ghosts, wearing disguises and stealing secrets. They were the masters of deception. But as with everything, times have changed. Welcome to the world of cyber espionage. It's a new era where the battlefield is digital and the warriors are hackers. It's basically spying, but instead of fancy gadgets and high-speed chases, they use computers and code. The keyboard is their weapon of choice. Think of it like this: it's way easier to hack into a computer system than it is to break into a top-secret facility. No need for lockpicks or grappling hooks. Cyber espionage is a big deal. It's not just about stealing information, it's about power and control. Countries use it to get ahead, steal secrets, and even mess with each other. It's a game of cat and mouse on a global scale. It's like a digital arms race, and the stakes are incredibly high. Nations are investing heavily in cyber capabilities. We're talking about national security, economic secrets, and even your personal information. Everything is at risk in this new digital battleground, so buckle up, because the world of cyber espionage is a wild ride. It's fast-paced, ever-changing, and the consequences are real. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and remember, in this digital age, knowledge is power. In the early days of computers, espionage was pretty basic. Think clunky computers and simple code. Countries would try to steal each other's research, military plans, or anything else that could give them an advantage. One famous example is the Farewell Dossier incident. In the 1980s, French intelligence got their hands on some Soviet plans for stealing Western technology. They shared this information with the US, and it was a big deal. It showed how vulnerable even powerful countries were to this new kind of spying. As technology got better, so did cyber espionage. Computers got faster, the internet connected the world, and hackers got smarter. Countries started investing heavily in cyber weapons. These aren't your typical bombs and missiles. We're talking about sophisticated viruses, malware, and hacking tools designed to infiltrate enemy systems. One of the most dangerous developments was the rise of zero-day exploits. These are flaws in software that hackers can exploit before anyone else knows about them. It's like having a secret backdoor into a building. Cyber espionage isn't just some abstract threat. It's a very real and present danger that affects nations, corporations, and individuals alike. It's happening all the time, and the consequences can be huge. Remember the Stuxnet worm? This wasn't just any ordinary piece of malware. This was a super sophisticated piece of malware that specifically targeted Iran's nuclear program, causing significant disruption. Experts believe it was developed by the US and Israel, showcasing the lengths to which nations will go to protect their interests and hinder their adversaries. The Stuxnet worm caused real damage to Iran's centrifuges, effectively setting back their nuclear ambitions by years. This attack was a game-changer in the realm of cyber warfare, demonstrating the potential for digital weapons to cause physical damage. Then, there was the Sony Pictures hack in 2014, a high-profile cyber attack that grabbed global headlines. The US government blamed North Korea for this attack, which was a bold move in the ongoing cyber conflict between nations. The hack was apparently in retaliation for a comedy film that mocked Kim Jong-un, highlighting how even cultural products can become flashpoints in cyber warfare. These are just a couple of examples of how cyber espionage is playing out on the world stage, from disrupting nuclear programs to retaliating against perceived slights. Cyber attacks are becoming a key tool in international relations. As technology continues to evolve, so too will the tactics and targets of cyber espionage, making it an ever-present threat in our interconnected world. Section 5. Global Frenemies. How cyberspying messes with world peace. Cyber espionage isn't just about stealing secrets. It's also messing with how countries get along. When one country accuses another of hacking, it creates tension and mistrust. It can even lead to real-world consequences like economic sanctions or diplomatic standoffs. The problem is that it's really hard to prove who's behind a cyber attack. It's not like traditional warfare, where you can see tanks and soldiers crossing borders. Cyber attacks can be launched from anywhere in the world, and hackers are really good at covering their tracks. Section 6. The spy games evolved. What's next in the digital battlefield? So, what does the future hold for cyber espionage? Well, if the past is any indication, things are only going to get more intense. As technology keeps advancing, so will the tools and techniques used by cyber spies. We're talking about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and other mind-blowing stuff. Imagine a world where AI-powered hackers can infiltrate systems with lightning speed, stealing vast amounts of data before anyone even knows they're there. Or what about quantum computers that can crack even the strongest encryption, rendering our current security measures useless? Section 7, staying safe in the cyber shadows, tips for not getting hacked. Okay, so we've talked about how countries spy on each other, but what about you? How can you protect yourself from cyber snoops? First of all, use strong passwords. And don't use the same password for everything. If a hacker gets one password, they might be able to get into all your accounts. Be careful what you click on. Don't open emails from people you don't know, and be wary of links that look suspicious. Keep your software up to date. Software updates often include security patches that can protect you from the latest threats. Section 8. Can we stop this? The fight for rules in a world of digital spies. In today's interconnected world, the threat of digital espionage looms larger than ever. Cyber espionage is a global problem, and it's not easy to solve. Hackers and state-sponsored actors are constantly evolving their tactics, making it a cat-and-mouse game for cybersecurity experts. One of the biggest challenges is that there are no clear rules of engagement in cyberspace. This lack of regulation creates a chaotic environment where anything goes, and accountability is hard to enforce. Unlike traditional warfare, where there are international laws and treaties, the cyber realm is still a bit of a Wild West. Historical precedents in warfare have established norms and rules, but the digital battlefield is still largely uncharted territory. Countries are trying to figure out how to cooperate and establish norms of behavior, but it's a slow process. Diplomatic efforts are underway, but reaching a consensus on what constitutes acceptable behavior in cyberspace is challenging. Some experts believe that we need a kind of digital Geneva Convention to set clear boundaries and prevent cyber conflict from spiraling out of control. Such a convention could provide a framework for international cooperation and establish consequences for violations. Education and collaboration are key. By training the next generation of cybersecurity professionals and fostering international partnerships, we can build a more secure digital future. The fight for rules in a world of digital spies is ongoing, but with concerted effort, progress is possible. Section 9. Cyber ethics. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Even if we can develop rules for cyber espionage, there's still the question of ethics. Just because a country hack into another country's systems, does that mean they? What about spying on citizens? Where do we draw the line between national security and individual privacy? These are tough questions, and there are no easy answers. One thing is clear: we need to have a serious conversation about the ethics of cyber espionage. Otherwise, we risk creating a world where anything goes in the name of national security. Section 10. The Future of Espionage, a world of hackers and secrets. Cyber espionage is here to stay. As technology continues to advance, it's only going to become more prevalent and sophisticated. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected, which means there are more targets for cyber spies and more opportunities for mischief. The future of espionage is digital. It's a world of hackers, secrets, and shadowy figures operating in the digital shadows. And it's a world that we're all a part of, whether we like it or not. So stay vigilant, stay informed, and maybe think twice before you click on that suspicious link.